Good afternoon, everyone. This is Bhavna Rajput, Assistant Professor, IIMT College of Law, Greater Noida. We are here for the video class, and today's lecture is about cyber crimes against women and girls, a worldwide wake-up call. As we know, we are living in a communication era when 60-65% population of this country are on social networking websites. Internet is cheap, affordable, and easily accessible to everyone. So the social networking websites as well. They are providing free access to the different networking websites. The free of cost. And there is a quote, when something is free, then you are the product. So in exchange, they are actually using us as a product for our datas, for so many things. Accessibility to the social networking websites is not an issue. And we also know that so many times you have witnessed that social networking websites have been proved very, very vital for the human being. Like during the COVID-19 pandemic and the natural calamity, we have seen that people use social media for the benefit of public at large. There are so many campaigns that are successful because of the social media, because it helped people to gather support in favor of a particular protest, particular thing. And that's why people love to share things on social media, social networking websites. We all know the phenomena of social media has changed the way of communication we used to do earlier. Now we have changed the communication, way of communication, and we are able to talk to the people across the boundaries. Social media is a place where there is no boundary. It has transgressed the border limits, the territorial boundaries of the country. We have seen so many people on social networking websites, and we have seen that it have proved as a boon to so many peoples. Like people are able to showcase their talent, to trade, to provide service on social media. It provides life to certain peoples, but in the other hands, it really has a dark side. We have also seen the rising of cybercrime. Cybercrime in the last past 10 years has increased in alarming ways. A clock that is a clock that is keep ticking, a wake up call. We have seen so many kinds of cyber crimes, such as cyber fraud, cyber phishing, identity thefts, deepfake videos. The cyber crimes on computer are two types: content neutral crime. Uh, Number one, that are crime that are content centric, that are related to content, like hate speech, pornography, obscenity. But there are a certain type of crime that is people centric, individual centric crimes: cyber defamation, cyberbullying, cyber stalking, cyber harassment, identity thefts, impersonation. These are the crime that is mainly concerned with a different person, different individual, and they target the individual only. There are one more category of person-centric crime, that is crime against women. If we see the crime against women, especially on social networking websites, the datas are horrible, terrifying us. And it's a wake-up call to all of us that we need to address the crime against women. There are so many types of crime against the women. What is the cyber crime against the women? Before going into the detail that what is the cyber crime, we need to understand what is cyber. So any crime that takes place with the help of computer network, computer system, or which is against computer network or computer system, is known as cyber crime. So any crime that is happening because of computer, because of the internet, through the internet, or to the internet, is cyber crime. So they are a category of crime against the women. Cyber violence technically use computer technology to access women's personal information, use the internet for their harassment, exploitations. Women's a soft target. We have seen that since the inception of the society, women are subject to different kind of stigmas, vulnerability, and they are subject to brutality. Since the inception of society, there is a gender discrimination, and somehow this gender discrimination is keep going to the different direction, and cyber crimes against women are one of them. Cybercrime in recent past, cybercrime has increased because it is difficult to detect and prove, and it is seldom reported. And the other reason is that it is cybercrime, that there are so many people, and these kind of crimes take place in seclusion. The anonymity, the equability of computer networks make it hard to catch the predator, to catch the offenders. If we see the data, as of 2019, the total cybercrime incidents have gone up 18.4%, but the number of cybercrime cases against women has gone up by the 28%, as shown by the NCRB Records Bureau. Data shows that 10,730 incidents, or almost 20.2% of 52,974 incidents registered in 2021, was reported as crime against women. In 2021, Karnataka had the largest share of instances, 2,243 crimes, followed by the Maharashtra and the Uttar Pradesh. And if we talk about the conviction rate or percentage of case disposal by the court for cybercrime against women is lower than the conviction rate of cybercrime cases. Though the percentage is still lower, it jumps up to thrice between 2019 to 2021. That means the conviction rate went up from 10.8% in 2019 to 35.21% in 2021. NCRB reports on cybercrime says a total of 52,974 cases were registered under cybercrime, which shows an increase of 5.9% in registration over 2020. And if compared with 2019 data, the number of cybercrime incidents in 2021 has gone up by 18.4%. The majority of cybercrime incidents reported in 2021 had frauds as their primary motivation, followed by sexual exploitation, sexual extortion. However, Telangana accounted for the biggest percentage of cybercrime instances overall, with cases rising to 82% from 2,691 in 2019 to 10,303 in 2021. The other four states with the most cases were Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Assam. So there are so many kinds of cybercrime against the women. I will try to discuss few of them against the women. It's mainly include gender-based and sexual remarks and activity performed through a computer network or mobile phone, affecting the dignity of a woman and causing emotional distress. The different type of cybercrime against women are cyber stalking. As we know what is stalking, when someone try to connect a woman without his permission, someone continuously trying to contacting the women, someone constantly bothering her by getting after her, or try to send her message, try to connect with her by the help of different things, different emails, different ways. That is called stalking. When someone is keep monitoring you, when someone is keep behinding you, when this kind of monitoring, this kind of stalking is done by the help of computer, that is called cyber stalking. And what is social media stalking? When someone is without your consent trying to keep follow you on the internet, he sends you emails, objectional email, messages, memes, or threatening messages, that is called cyber stalking. Similarly, cyber defamation. What is cyber defamation? We all know what is defamation. As being the law students, we know what is defamation. IPC defines the defamation as the degrading someone's reputation in the eye of law, in the eye of other people of the society. The ruining of image. Huh? So when this kind of things has done by the using of internet, using the different social media platforms, is known as cyber defamation. What generally is the part of cyber defamation? People talks generally in cyber defamation. What people often do, they often post or text about a certain people some messages that are harmful to his or her reputation. Or secondly, the morphed image. People try to fabricate, temper the image. It might be obscene image, it might be someone else that she is not supposed to be with, and it might be a video, a counterfeited objects, a counterfeited pictures, a counterfeited message by her to defame her, to ruin her reputation in the society. So these kinds of things known as cyber defamation. And we there are so many cases that is related to cyber defamation. As we can see, there is a case related to the MP and Lok Sabha member Shashikala Pushpa. There are so many pictures of Shashikala Pushpa with the suspicious man was circulated on social networking websites. We have the member belonged to the opposite party that somehow ruined the image of Shashikala Pushpa. And the similar incidents has also been taken with Maua Moitra, the famous politician. Her image, his personal image, had been viral on different social networking platform to ruin her image, to make her show a degraded human being, a corrupt person, and a non-culturistic people, unsanskritic. So the images of Mawa Mohitra was a classic example of cyber defamation. There is another kind of crime that is journal hacking, but it somehow keep on increasing, especially against the women. When someone unauthorizedly access someone else computer, email, his personal profiles, social media accounts, that is known as hacking. The women became victim of cyber hacking. The criminals utilize these details for the unauthorized monetary transaction or other unlawful activities, to threaten the person, to extract the data, to rent, to dispose of the previous saved data. Similarly, cyberbullying. We all know bullying. We all have faced bullying in schools, in college, when someone keep bothering you by his or her words, keep threatening you with the misleading things, huh? That is known as bullying. But when this bullying takes place on social networking websites, on internet, that is known as cyberbullying. Technically, it's a regular harassment. The victim of bullying generally face so many backlash from the society. The, the bullying of the victim through the digital communication device by posting abusive and misleading content, pictures, video, sending rape and death threats. There is another example we know it as cyberbullying, pornography. We all know what is pornography, and yeah, it's strange to know that pornography is a multi-million dollar industry. And generally, the sexually explicit content or the person indulged in sexual activity is known as pornography. But when this kind of crime takes place against women, that is known as cyber pornography. In this pornography, it is not necessary that the actual human being is indulged in the sexual activity. Sometimes offender morph the images of a person. Sometimes people morph the images of a person. That is also the crime. This is the one of the most uh, in practice cybercrime against women. Sometimes the reason behind it to defame the lady, to ruin his public image, to demanding money to remove them from social networking sites. Recently, we have seen the deepfake video of Rashmika Mandana and Kajol were being circulated on social media. Cyber grooming. Grooming is a new term in sense of crime against women, crime against children. What is grooming? When someone try to build a healthy, a loving relationship with a particular person, a lady, to lure her, to gain the trust of that lady, and after getting the trust, after being with the friend with the lady, that person start convincing her to text her, to send her, to send the pictures of the lady, the nude conversations, the nude pictures. And after those transactions or exchange of the picture, that person threatened the lady for the extortion of money, or for the extortion for the further sexual activity. That is known as cyber grooming. When people are trying to find love on different places, like on social media, on matrimonial websites, the cyber grooming is one of the very common offense against the women. Photomorphing, we all know it's very much related to pornography. When one person photo morph with the body of the another, the one person's face is morphed with the body of the another person and create a photograph, that is known as photomorphing. The video of Rasmika Mandana, and there are so many actresses who had been really subject to the uh, this photomorphing crime we have seen. After the and we It's like really terrifying to know that social networking websites are one of the like major source to get this kind of photo, and the photos that are morphed are used by the porn websites on internet. The next crime against the women is dating scam. Dating scam is when the one person, the offender, is successful in getting the trust of that lady, in winning the trust of that lady, and he pretend to date the lady. He generally asks to send gifts, send money to the lady. But after some time, they start demanding for certain things, like the mobile recharge, like the flight tickets to meet them. These kinds of dating scam generally occurs against the women. What are the legal provisions related to cyber crimes? We know that cyber crimes against the women, against the any class of the society is new, and that the newly emerging phenomena. So many crimes are addressed by Information Technology Act 2000, but there are few crimes that are still unaddressed and remain unanswered. These kinds of crimes generally are outlawed under Indian Penal Code. Section 354 mention the following crimes as punishable under the law with rigorous imprisonment. Section 354A, demand for sexual favors or displaying objectionable picture against women's consent or making sexual remarks. Sexual harassment will cause the imprisonment for 3 years, up to 3 years with fine. Section 354C, an act of photographic or publishing a picture of a woman engaged in a private act without her consent will lead to imprisonment of 3 to 7 years. Section 354D, contacting a woman online and sending irrelevant emails, messages despite the women's evident disinterest will cause the imprisonment of 5 years with fine. Section 499, to slander is to something with the intent to harm someone's reputation. Section 503 address the criminal intimidation occurs when a person is threatened with the reputational injury. Section 507, this section specifies the maximum punishment for criminal intimidation done by a person the victim does not know. The Information Technology Act 2000 has also provided punishment for certain offenses. Section 66C, it identifies cyber theft is a crime that punishable under 66C of IT Act. This provision would be applicable to scenarios of cyber hacking. According to this clause, whoever falsely or dishonestly use another person's electronic signature, password, or other distinctive identification feature risk up to 3 years in prison and fine of up to 1 lakh. Section 66E, if someone's right to privacy is breached. Section 66E addresses the issue. A person can face up to 3 year imprisonment or fine for taking, sharing, or sending a picture of their private area without their consent or in a way that violates their privacy. Section 67, it provides and it criminalizes or penalizes the cyber obscenity. Obscene content must not be published, transmitted, or made to be distributed under Section 67, which carries a maximum sentence of 3 year imprisonment or a fine for a first conviction and up to 5 year imprisonment and a fine for the second. Section 67A, publishing, transmitting, or aiding in the transfer of sexually explicit material is a crime under Section 67A, punishable by up to 5 years in prison and a fine for first conviction and up to 7 years of imprisonment and a fine for the subsequent conviction. There some other crime, some acts statute as well. There was a cybercrime. The Cybercrime Prevention Act 2012 focuses on preventing and prosecuting offenders involved in cybercrime, like violating privacy, confidentiality, and integrity of information through computer-related criminal activity. Similarly, Indecent Representation of Women Prohibition Act regulates and prohibits the indecent representation of women through the media and the publication, which also includes the audiovisual, the content in electronic form, and the distribution of material on the internet, and the portrayal of women over the web. There are some government initiatives to enhance cybersecurity in India. The Cybercrime Prevention Against Women and Children (CCPWC) scheme is introduced to develop effective measures to handle cybercrime against women and children in India. It allows a cybercrime victim to file a complaint through an online cybercrime reporting platform. The platform also provides detail of law enforcement and regulatory agencies at the local and national level. The CCPWC also conduct awareness program starting from the school level as a proactive measure to mitigate cybercrime. In my, in my conclusion, I would like to say that increasing the technology dependency somehow turn as increasing some cybercrime. Criminal activities related to electronic and internet platform tend to increase, with women becoming the soft targets. The legislation must go to the extra mile to punish such criminals with strict actions. We know, as as we all know, that certain categories of cybercrime are addressed by IT Act, but certain are unaddressed. and we need to combat with the with those kinds of crime. So what generally we need a strict legislation that somehow address all the kind of cybercrime, and that legislation should have the capacity to address the issues which are keep on rising, the unaddressed things, the new phenomena. And with that, we also need the strong enforcement agency that are compatible enough to investigate the cyber crimes, and including similarly we also need a mechanism that somehow helped to provide awareness to the parents, to the people who are keep on working on social media. As we know, during the pandemic, the use of social networking website, the use of mobile phone network had been rise to the next level. And in this situation, we need a legal awareness how to use online networks, social networking websites safely, and how to protect the data, and how to protect our vulnerable groups from these kinds of offenders. Thank you.